we have taken the concept from the vector phenomenon. Okay, so we have learned yesterday class that if any two vector are making or forming like this arrangement, then we can approximate B1 vector with B2 like C1 to B2. Okay, so this way, or if we want to represent the signal, then we have to add some error vector. It is C1 to B2 plus BE, where I have shown that C1 to may be calculated. We can calculate it with B1 dot B2 by B2 whole square. With this formula, we can calculate the C12. Okay, this is the one coefficient or which shows the similarity between two vectors. Okay, if the C12 values is high, then the two vectors will more similar, and if C12 is very less or it's 0, then the two signals are we cannot assign one the component of one signal in place of other signal. Okay, so these things we have learned yesterday. Another thing we have learned with the signals also, that if two signal is given f1t and f2t, okay, we can approximate f1t with signal f2t by taking similar arrangement f2t like that, and from here also we get the formula of C12 like integration T1 to T2 f1t and f2t dt by T1 to T2 f2 whole square t dt. Okay, this we have learned and we have derived equation, whole derivation yesterday. And here you can say that thus f1t signal is approximate only by one function. Okay, so what is the steps to derive this function? That is very important. Steps are there is sequence. There is so many steps to find this C12 values or these equations, and I have derived that also yesterday. And what are those steps? Steps are, suppose if approximation is given by C1 to F2. Let me give the steps are okay F2T. Then what we will do? We find the error vector by subtracting function first function with this C1 to F2. This is the second. We just take the error signal or error function by just subtracting, because these are we have taken as a approximation. Okay? So after that, what we will do? We take a mean square error. Mean square error means epsilon. If we represent mean square by epsilon, then it is given by T2 by T1 integration T1 T2. Then we'll take that Fe whole square dt. This is square. This is name is mean square error, MAC. The square come from here and mean come from this term. Okay, so this error is called the mean square error. So after that, what will do? Since this C12 represent the minimum error in the this equation, so how will get this C12? By differentiating this epsilon below by C12, and we should equate the with 0. Okay, after that, after equating, we'll find, after equating with 0, we'll find the C12 value as this equation. This equation, this is T12 T2 F1t F2t dt by integration T1 to T2 F2t whole square t dt. Okay, this whole derivation yesterday I have given, and here you can see that there is 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps is there. Okay, so 5 steps. These steps you should remember, because we have 2 more topic. One is orthogonal signal space. Another is derivation of MSE. So in case of multiple signal is given, okay, we have to derive. We are going to derive those now. Okay, first of all, you should know these 5 steps, And similar way, we'll find the orthogonal signal space also. Okay, with these 5 steps. Okay, I'm saying that till now what we are talking of, we are talking of only the signal. Any signal is given. We just have to represent here. We have represents with only one function. Okay, only one function. We try to represent a function f1t. But if there is multiple signals, multiple functions, then what will be equations? That is called, if there is multiple signals, what will happen? Okay, only here we are represented by only one function. If there is multiple function, then how will be derivation? Okay, so we are now I'm going to derive that things if there is multiple function. Okay, so if there is multiple function, then we'll say that that set or the overall set is called a space. Okay, space means there is multiple function is there. Okay, or you can say vector space is there. Let me give the equation for signal only. Okay, what I'm saying, orthogonal, the topic is orthogonal signal space. Orthogonal signal space. Orthogonal, we already know what is orthogonal. Orthogonal means a function or a signal cannot represent in terms of other function. Okay, or we can say that the integration between product of two function should be 0. Okay, that is case two function. I am saying that is case for two function. Okay, one function is approximate in terms of other function, but in space is coming a word where we have to take multiple signals. Yes, any doubt? So orthogonal signal space, or you can say this is like signal approximation using orthogonal function. Like that also you can say. The question may be asked, okay, write about signal orthogonal space. Okay, or the question may ask then how a signal derive the equation for signal approximation using orthogonal function. That's why I'm giving both the term as a topic, that signal approximation using orthogonal function. Okay, what I am saying, till now we have learned about only when two function is given, only a function represent in terms of other function. If we have to represent a function in terms of multiple function, a function in terms of multiple function, what will be the derivation? Okay, so let suppose g1t or g2t or up to like g and t. Now we are taking n number of function. Okay, b n mutually orthogonal function. Okay, if there is n number of orthogonal, we have taken these functions are orthogonal. Okay, and we are taking n number of functions, then what will be the relation between them? If they are orthogonal, the relation between them in between time interval like t1, t2, then we can say that, then we can say that what? Integration t1 to t2, if you take any product of any function, like if you take it is j and t, and another function gk t equal to 0. When equal to 0? When these two functions are different. Understood? Because I already said the in between these two functions should be different. Okay, so or you can say like that, j not equal to k. Okay, So because we are taken these signals are orthogonal, so this property should satisfy. That is integration t1 to t2 g jk t and gkt dt equal to 0. And another thing is that t1 to t2, if we take d square t dt equal to capital K0. Okay, this should be any constant value because this term, okay, this term should be a constant value. This should not be 0. Okay, that's why I am taking as a anyway kj value. This is the constant term. So now we are going to derive a orthogonal signal space when we are going to approximate a function in terms of multiple mutual function. Okay, so after, have you taken the note? So
Sir, 1 minute.
So now we are going to derive, okay, a signal. We going to derive, or we can say we going to approximate a signal, any one signal, in terms of multiple mutual functions or mutual orthogonal functions. Okay, here we are taking g1, g2 are multiple orthogonal functions. Now, what happened? Let, okay. So what? Let, or you can say an arbitrary function. We have taken a function. Earlier is we are taken as f1t. Here we take ft. Okay, any arbitrary function ft can be approximate. Okay, can be approximate over an interval. You can write t1, t2 by a linear combination. This is very important sentence statement. You can say linear combination of this, the above, or this and usually orthogonal function. So what I am saying, now we are going to approximate a function ft. Earlier is f1 we are taking, now I am taking ft. Here I have said that it is approximation. That's why we have to give this sign. Approximation can be approximate over an interval this by linear combination of this and mutually orthogonal function. Then what will be the equation? It is c1 g1t plus c2 g2t plus up to cn gnt. Okay. Now earlier only we have taken one function f to t, and we approximate for f1. But here we are taking n multiple orthogonal function. Okay. So this is the equation. If there is n multiple orthogonal function, we can represent a signal ft with this sort of multiple orthogonal function. Okay. So we can write this like that also. Summation r equal to 1 n. If r we have taken, so we can write r grt. Okay. So this is one equation. Similar, I have given 5 steps initially. These 5 steps we will follow to derive the C12 that's coefficient value. For coefficient, derive the coefficient, we'll follow these 5 steps only. So what after that, what error will be calculated? So error can be given the equation. If you take FET, then it is given since approximation, error will be found by substituting this value by this value. Okay. that is ft minus summation r equal to 1 and cr gr t. This is the second step. What will be the third step? To find the MSE, mean square error. Okay, we can write mean square error. Epsilon can be given. Epsilon can be given. We know the formula 1 by t2 minus t1 integration t1 to t2 fe whole square t dt. This square and this term come. That's why its name as mean square error. Okay. So this gone the third step. What will be the fourth steps? Fourth step will be we have to take differentiation. Okay. Before going to differentiation, just put this fe value. Have you written?
Sir, 1 minute. Yes, sir. Over.
So before going to taking the derivation and equal to 0, let me put the FET value in this epsilon mean square error. It will be 1 by t2 minus t1 integration 1 to t1 to t2. This will be FET. Okay, FT equal to FET equal to FT minus summation r equal to 1 to n CR GRT whole square dt. Okay. Then if you break this whole square, 1 by t2 minus t1 integration t1 to t2. If you break this, then we will have f2 is a square minus twice a square. You take minus 2ab. Okay. Or you can take b square first, no problem. R equal to 1 to n CR square GR square T or minus twice AB, twice A and B. Okay. So to find this CR value, we have to equate. We have to find derive dou epsilon by dou CR should be 0. Okay. This by equating this, we will find the minimum value of CR. That's why we are equating. Here to get minimum possible error. Okay, we have to equate. There's a dou epsilon by dou C. You can say J or R, anything you can write here. Okay, since we are taking R, so it should be R only. Or you take a J also, no problem, because we'll break that. Okay, C epsilon by dou J. Okay, then put epsilon below dou Cj. Put the epsilon below. What will be the epsilon? 1 by T2 minus T1. Okay. integration t1 to t2 f square t. If you break this part, okay, you break this part, it will be how much? C1 square. If you break this part, C1 square, G1 square t plus C2 square, G2 square t up to, suppose one term in between Cj, Gj is Cj square, Gj square t up to what? Cn square, Gn square t. Okay, I break this part and again take this part minus twice ft. Just break this part. C1 G1 t. Okay, C1 G1 t plus C2 G2 t. Take up to Cj Gj t plus up to Cn Gn t equate is 0. Okay. Then you can see when we take this differentiation term dou by dou Cj inside this bracket, okay, in this term, okay, f square t, the integration will be we are not given the integration in whole the term. Integration will be goes for whole the term, okay, in each of the term. But let me say what I am saying, that when we taken this derivation inside this bracket, this is termed as a, or this will be as a constant function, because here we are differentiating by dj dou by dou Cj only. There is no term called Cj. Okay. This term also act as a constant. This term also act as a constant, and this will give 0 only. But only for this Cj square Gj square t will get twice Cj Gi Gj square t. Okay. Understood? And for this also this is term take as a 0. This is also as a 0. But for this only, it will give only dou by dou Cj will be 1. Okay. Then what will be the next step? Next step will be only we'll find 0 plus integration t1 to t2. Cj square is there, so Cj square means twice Cj Gj square t, and we'll find minus t1 to t2 twice ft Gj t equal to 0. Okay. By equating, we'll find what? Cj equal to the constant for what is our aim to find. Cj coefficient, you can say t1 to t2 ft Gj t dt by integration to Gj square t dt. Okay, this is our ultimate goal, to find the Cj value. Okay, or you can write this thing as like this also, 1 by kj. I am taking this is as a kj, 1 by kj integration t1 to t2 f2 ft Gj t dt. Okay. One thing you should be see very carefully. One thing you should see very carefully. What is that? One thing you should take very carefully. What is that? You just here you can see that the C1j can be found by approximation. Okay, let me write here. Okay, let me write there only. If two function is given, that is f1t approximate c1 to f2t, then c12 is given integration T1 to T2 F1t F2t dt, okay, or something here, okay. So one thing you should focus that this term is come the function which we are going to approximate, okay, and the second term has come only those orthogonal function on which we are going to find the coefficient, okay. This term you should remember this. This first term is come the function which are going to approximate, and this is the orthogonal function on which we are going to find this coefficient, okay, the respective coefficient. If we want to find the coefficient of C1, then we have to take the orthogonal function corresponding to C1. Understood? That's I'm going to say, okay. What I'm saying that if we want to take because these all are orthogonal function, okay, C1 to C2 to G2t and G1t, G2t and Gnt are the orthogonal function, and if we want to find this coefficient, then we have to take the corresponding function G2 as the second term. If you want to find C2, then we have to take G2 here, but this is the approximation function. That thing you should remember now. So up to this, you have to write, if some question has come, to write about the orthogonal signal space.